Okay, guys, as you join on, just welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, I will give you a fair warning. We've got a lot of fun stuff that for me to show you and share with you today. So if you didn't get a chance, you can print off the project sheet for today's project on my blog. You can either scroll down, look on one of the other earlier posts, or you can grab it after this video. I'll post the link to my blog there. Before we get started, I have already selected a person who shared last week to get last week's easel card. So Heather, this is going to you. You're going to get this easel card in the mail. She doesn't know that I know she shared, but I know that she shared. I saw it. So Heather, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. If you would like to receive happy mail from me, just make sure that you share this video, post, comment that you shared so that I can enter you into the weekly drawing. Okay guys, I'm gonna turn my camera down and we're gonna get started. All right, let's take a look, see. Okay, I think we can see everything. If you're joining on, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Okay, today I have a lot of things. I've got just a really busy table of all kinds of stuff to share with you today. Real quickly, announcements. The fall paper pumpkin is coming out this month. It's called Hello Pumpkin, and you can subscribe to that through September 10th. And you can do that either by subscribing monthly, or if you just want to try out Paper Pumpkin, you can buy a prepaid code. Or if you live locally and you want to just be able to pick one up from me, just contact me and I will add it to my order. All right, next thing, as y'all may know, the new Stampin' Cut Emboss machine has come out. It's the standard size that's now available. Also too, the magnet platform is now available too. So if you're interested in getting that, just go ahead and reach out to me and we will get you on that. Awesome news this past week. The September is another starter kit promotion. They don't have them too often, so when they do have them, I really encourage you to take a look at them and sign up. It is called the Get and Go promotion. And with this promotion, you're gonna receive you're gonna receive 2 card packs, one in Granny Apple Green and one in Coastal Cabana. Also too, you'll receive 2 free stamp sets and a package of rhinestones, in addition to $125 in product and free shipping, all for $99 plus tax. It's an awesome, awesome deal. So if you're interested in that, you have any questions at all, reach out to me and I will be happy to answer your questions. All right, so let me pull my supplies over. Like I said, I have the project sheet on my blog. You can grab that. And let's get started. So for today, I wanted to show you how to make a 3D apple card. And we're going to be using the Harvest Hellos stamp set and the Apple Builder Punch. And we're going to, what's nice about this card is when you're done, you can just lay it flat to mail it, which is like super awesome, makes it easy and fun to make. All right, so let me pull my supplies over. We got a lot of moving parts today, so bear with me. We're gonna start off our project with a piece of 4 1/4 by 11 inch thick Whisper White cardstock. You wanna use the thick version on this because it's gonna be our card base and we wanna have a nice sturdy foundation. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Bumblebee cardstock, and I'm gonna pull over my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine because we're going to do some embossing with it today. So we're going to fold down the doors and then we're going to follow our little menu here on the base plate. And for doing the standard embossing folder, it's telling me to use the base plate 1 and then sandwich it in between my 2 clear plates 3. So I'm going to put my base plate down first. I'm going to put one of the clear plates, and then I'm going to take, this is the Greenery embossing folder. It actually comes as a 2-pack, but we're just going to use this one today because it kind of looks like it's like little apple seeds is what it reminded me of. So I'm going to put this in here. Now you'll notice it doesn't fit all the way across, so we're going to actually do this in 2 steps. I'm going to take and I'm going to sandwich that in with my other clear plate, and we're going to run it through. And then I'm gonna do it again. But this time, I'm gonna move it over so I can catch the other side. See if I can get that lined up. There we go. That's where I want it. Oops, I need to move over just a hair. A lot of this isn't gonna be shown anyway when I put it down, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So we're gonna run this through again. All right, there we go. I'm gonna put my machine away, put it off to the side. All right, so we're gonna put this on. For those joining me, thanks for joining me. Glad you're here. You're welcome to craft along with me or come back and watch the video. I will be uploading it to YouTube later this afternoon. All right, so we're gonna put this on our card base. And then next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a 2.5 by 5 1/4 piece of basic black cardstock, and I'm gonna put it right down the middle. And then next, I'm gonna take a piece of the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper. Now this is actually part of our Christmas paper, but I loved the little red and white pattern on one of the sides, so I thought it went really well with this apple that we're making today. So I'm gonna put that right on top of my basic black layer. Put that down the middle. All right, so next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my black Memento ink pad. See if I can find all these little pieces I have today. Okay, so I have here a 3/4 inch piece of Whisper White cardstock. And what I'm gonna do before I stamp is I'm gonna take, it's called Banner Pick-a-Punch. And this is like so cool because you can make 3 different sizes of punches. So I'm gonna use the middle one, which is the 3/4. I'm gonna stick it all the way inside till it doesn't go anymore. And I'm just gonna do my banner. And then I'm gonna take my sentiment, which is You Make Me Smile, and we're gonna just stamp it right in the middle here. It's a little crooked. It'll work. All right, so we're just gonna put that right here on towards the top of the card. Okay, y'all ready for the fun part? Making the apple. I love making 3D projects. It is just so much fun to be able to bring a little just pop to the card, right? So I'm gonna take the apple stamp that's in the stamp set. Now I'm gonna tell you a little trick on this because it just has such an open gap here in the middle. If you were to put it on like this, you might skew it a little bit and it may not line up well when you go to punch it. So what I always recommend is lay it flat in its natural state, then take your acrylic block and pick it up that way. That way you don't shift any of the stamp and skew it any. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually stamp 3 of the apples. All right, so we're just gonna do 3 of them right here in a row. And then I'm gonna punch them all out. Now, if you are not familiar with using our punches, they are lockdown punches. So you wanna make sure, turn them over, push the lever forward, and that will release it to open it. And when you're ready to close, you just do the opposite. You squeeze it down and then you lock it. You push it forward to lock. So I'm gonna punch out all 3 of my apples. And as you see, yeah, it really helps if when your stamp is lined up correctly, it works much better in the punch. I kind of learned that the hard way. Okay, one more. Okay, so what I'm gonna also need is I'm gonna need a base apple. So I'm gonna do just one that's not stamped at all. Let me get all my trash out of the way. Now what I'm gonna wanna do next is I'm gonna wanna score these down the middle. So I'm gonna pull my scoreboard out. So what we're going to do is on the scoreboard is you don't have to have it at any certain measurement, just line it up so that in this divot you have the middle of your apple. And so you're going to score your 3 stamped apples. Just going to score it down the middle best you can. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our 3 apples. We're going to have the base here. And we're going to take and we're going to fold that in half and burnish it. And then we're just going to start gluing. So I'm going to take and I'm going to glue the left side of the apple to the left side of my unstamped apple. Just line them up really well. And then we're just going to keep layering. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to take my next apple again, but this time I'm going to do the right side. Now there really isn't any right or wrong order to this, just as long as you're putting them back to back. And then I'm going to take and we're going to put that on the other side. So now I have this opening here where I'm going to lay the last apple. All right. So we're just going to take that. I'm going to lay that there in the middle. And then we have our 3D apple. Isn't that cool? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our punch and we're going to cut out a little stem. And I'm using early espresso cardstock. I don't need a lot. Now, if you're not familiar, these stems, one end is wider than the other. And this is something I learned last year, that the wider end is meant for apples. And when you turn it over, the smaller end is meant for a pumpkin. So whenever you're doing a pumpkin, you want to align your stem having the narrow side up. But in this case, since we're working with an apple, we're going to have the narrow side down. Okay, so we're going to put our apple on the stem. And then we're going to put our apple on our card. Okay, so a couple more things we're going to do is we're going to add a bow. Now I have my bow pre-made, but I want to show you how I did it because when I first started to make this card, I wanted to do it in the Granny Apple Green. And when I was doing the project sheet, I'm like looking for this looking for this ribbon, and I was like, I can't find it. I can't find the stock number. And then I remembered, duh, it retired this past year. That's okay though, because we can make our own ribbon. No problem. That's what I love about the Stampin' Blends. So I'm just going to show you real quickly how I do that. If you've never seen that before, you're going to take, this is a mat that I use that I'm going to use to lay my ribbon down. And then what I do is I take the broad end of my Stampin' Blend and I just start coloring it in. Now I'm not going to do the whole thing because like I said, I've already done it. You'd want to let it dry. I did probably about maybe 10 to 12 inches long and then let it dry. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to add that on with a mini dimensional. And we're going to put our bow down. So we're just using a glue dot to put our bow. And then last thing for our card is stamping the inside. So what I did in this case is I took the little row of seeds. Again, I'm going to use the Black Memento ink pad. And I'm just going to stamp a row along the bottom. Okay, let's see if I can do this without making a mess. I think I'm going to take my silicone mat here and finish that off. That way I don't stamp on my paper here. Okay guys, so our card is done. Isn't that so cute? Now let me tell you how I came up with this design for this card. So I actually designed an apple sampler and I wanted a card to go with it. So I want to share with you this sampler because it is so cute. And I want to tell you how you can actually get the project kit free. So let me bring it over and share that with you. I'm just going to move my stuff out of the way real quick. So as you saw today, we did the 3D apple. And in what I did is I designed this sampler. And this is actually in a 12 by 12 frame. And I just used the different apples from the Harvest Apple stamp set. and just created a really cute sampler. So you can actually get this sampler, you can get the project kit. It will include everything you need to be able to use your Harvest stamp set and Apple Builder Punch to make this sampler. You will want to provide your own, obviously your own frame and the white background paper. Now, what I used for my white background is I just took the backing, the little backer board from the Designer Series paper and just used that as my base background. So let me show you what the kit looks like. This is actually what the kit looks like when it would come in the mail to you like this. And I would send you the PDF instructions by email to put it together. And you can get this kit free with a $40 order in my online store. And I will post that link to the online store with a host code you need to use because it's a very specific code. No registration is required. All you got to do is place the $40 order or more with that host code and you're good to go. And I will know that you want this project kit. Also too is you will get the September Sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial. It makes 8 really cute Halloween projects. So guys, that is what I have to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed the project. If you share this video, remember post that you shared so that I can enter you into the drawing to get this to have some Happy Mail sent to you if your name's drawn next week. Guys, take care. Have a wonderful and blessed day and enjoy your Labor Day. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.